I like that.
Well, last week of February, got up a little bit late this morning, later than I wanted to. Kind of missed the prime time. Did get to glass up a few does though, and it's always good to start the day that way. And it's warmed up already. Could expect that in summer. All good. I'm going to go into some thicker country and maybe have a look for some pigs. But I also have a hunch that maybe there might be a few bucks that have started to. Most of them should be rubbed out by now, but I know it's a variable thing, so I'll see. But they could be down in some of these thicker native sections out of the pines, getting scrapes together, all that kind of thing. But anyway, I'm not planning to smash my way into some heavy country. I want to ease into it carefully. As far as I can understand, the visibility would be pretty good, and when you're going down sheer stuff, but you can look straight through to the other side, might be an opportunity to take something at range. So I'll be spending a lot of time just finding key little shooting lanes and just getting a sense of distances, so that if I have to react to something, well, because if I get further down a gully and I see something moving up across from me, returning up to another shooting lane and waiting for the different areas that it could be crossing through, seeing where the game trails are on another side, could be an option. Time will tell, but I won't be able to tell if I just keep on yarning, so I'm getting into it. Thick with bitty bush here. I think a lot of deer are bedding in amongst it. It's just like, crunch factor is pretty hard to move through. So again, like I was saying before, I'm kind of anchoring myself on the hope of doing a bit of a cross gully thing, and for that all to work, I've kind of got to manoeuvre myself into a decent space for it sooner rather than later. Like, get the noise out of the way, just not crazy bust in, but like just get there, and then just stop moving, because as soon as I stop moving, there's just no noise pollution coming from me, and plenty of time to look and glass if I've chosen that right location. The exact scenario I just mentioned came to pass, but I've been sprung. I'll try and show. Can't be that sprung then. Youngster. Just put something up in this stuff behind me here. Wasn't a wallaby or a roo, which almost 99% means that it was a fallow deer. But I've still got my eyes on our spiker. Just aimed at the grass just behind him because I've got a little bit of shape in the hand. 194, 192, 194. To pull this off, I need a good rest, a good log of something that's elevated. To find one of those, that means going to be moving around, and I'm certainly within his visual range at the moment, but he looks very sleepy. He keeps putting his head down. It's also pretty early in the hunt to be knocking something over, but that whole pass up on the first day, what you shoot on the last day thing is relevant here. Having a shift about. He's not too fussed though. Moving around in there. Old rubs. Old scrape site. Hello. That's sick. That's awesome. Fresh scrape. Fresh rubs. Obviously he's not right here, but he won't be far away. Might even try rattling. It's the last week of February now. We're getting pretty close to that kind of action. I might have a go at that. I'm on the trail. Check this. Check this. Oh, the game's changed again. And the advantage of this time of year, folks, is that they stand out. I wasn't going to miss it, not even from this far off. Oh, spiker. Spiker. It's very pretty spiker. I'm going to close the distance. I want to try and get to about the 100-metre mark. There is a buck in the area. I kind of don't want to stuff out tomorrow morning's stalk that much, but by having a bit of a glass closer in, hey, I might even see the buck, but he'd be pretty alert. That's pretty convincing. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. 2:45 in the arvo. Starting to have a little pick around again. Oh, that other one's there too, but yes. Going deer hunting, folks. Come back with deers. There's my prize. All of this makes things a bit difficult. Ledge to ledge blackberry. Can I get through that? Looks like they've been kind of crossing here, but oh, I'm in it now, aren't I? I'm about to regret it, I think. Shit. Cross now. Far out. Heap of buck sign up here too. But, you know, I only noticed them spikers. Look here. Roll down this way. Pretty deer. Very pretty deer. Great animal. Folks, just a shout out and a big cheers, the key supporter of Aussie Bush Harvest, the Modern Hunter. They supply me with all the Maven optics which I use here on the channel. Can't help but notice, right now there's a sale in their 10x42 range of binoculars, so if that's something you've been potentially interested in, now might be the time to get online and take advantage of that at The Modern Hunter. Wind's been consistently west, and for my initial approach that's going to be a bit difficult, but if I play it carefully, kind of sneak as far south as I can as I'm trying to get up to their side of things, because they're on the west facing face and they've been copping that sun all afternoon. But as long as I can just try and get myself in the higher side, the easternmost aspect of this patch as soon as possible, they'll keep that wind in my favour. Sorry, what I should point out though, and this is how I'll take full advantage of the situation, is that if this air is just flushing down the gully, which means all the lower bits which have all the grass and all that kind of stuff are almost certainly scented out right now, alert deer won't just sit around and wait. They'll start moving to where they feel safe, and there's more than half a chance that that's going to be where I'm pretty safe wind-wise. I know I've got to think about taking advantages in every single situation. You've got to force it. So there's never a reason to go back, even if you feel like you might have stuffed it. It's like, well, hang on, what can I take from this situation? In this example, it means there's actually going to be a much higher probability of seeing animals in that 20% that I'm going to than beforehand. I want to explain that with a diagram. So there was some niche stuff going on with the wind on this hunt, and I just thought I'd delve into some of the micro aspects of it. I'll make life easier, and I'll just go somewhere where none of us can hunt legally. Coolar Tops National Park. Some nice exaggerated features on Google Earth here. And here's a gully system very similar, reminiscent to the one that I was hunting on this trip. Very much a north-facing aspect. Now, unlike the previous day of constant easterlies, the prevailing wind on this day of hunting was consistently northwesterly. And I'd planned both those days accordingly because of these prevailing wind changes. That being said, as you'll notice, the top of this gully head is facing north, flowing onto farmland that way, and would be exposed to those afternoon aspects. Now, just to give you a key here, this is actually my path of travel, coming out of the top layer and into the gully, but contouring around the back side of it before I'd then pop up on the other side to a similar elevation as to where I'd started. So having only got into the gully after about 6 p.m, we've got the sun creeping over the western side of the hills and only shedding a bit of light onto that eastern side of the gully, the western facing face, and it's rapidly reducing. So we've only got warmth hitting the eastern side. So as I find myself working into the gully, of course, immediately feel a reverse thermal, cool air starting to go back down the gully again, air contracting. But as I'm able to get around the back side of the gully, just past this reverse thermal, I'm immediately hitting warm air rising again. That last little bit of sunshine hitting that hillside, and I've reached the prevailing northwesterly again, and I'm safe. So all of this highlights the more intricate nature of wind and the way it can find its way through gullies and thermals and the like. These little red dots I'm putting on the map represent the kind of areas that I was seeing and shooting the deer in my gully, and even though the wind was collapsing through the gully system, it wasn't spooking or disturbing them. So let's just look at this all in reverse. These arrows I'm just putting down here is how we can sometimes perceive the wind to be descending off a hillside, where if we just get rid of them, it's more like what's already here on the map. It's descending its way through those crevices, actually sinking into all the lower points. Now, red dots for deer, orange dot for me. A tactic for me a lot at the end of the day would be to go straight up the gully system like this, pointing straight up the guts of it or allowing animals to come down to me. Particularly I do that with sambar or deer a lot. But let's just think about this. If it's been a hot day or the animals are under consistent pressure, it's very unlikely that they'll come down to the fringe or down to the bottom too early. They might be trying to delay that a lot. Smarter older deer will delay that a lot. That's why they got big, because they're smart. It would make sense then to use a thermal that's working this way to start higher up in their level and then just contour around to them, it'd actually be very unlikely that the scent would blow out to them at the very end of the day if they haven't come down yet. So if you are having that situation where you're aware of bucks in the area and you're not seeing them on the fringe that much, it does pay to be up in the bush and to use intricate thermals like this to your advantage.
Well, if I snuck up to him and doing something like staunch. Got clearing up here. He should be on the other side of it, but I'm going to just put in a stand for like 10-15 minutes or something. But I need practice at this. I haven't seen this arvo. What a lovely arvo it is. I'm going to go home. It's him. Folks, I could, but I won't. There he goes. Wrong enough. Oh shit. Oh shit. Damn it, the one that came up behind him was better. It's definitely better. Damn it. No, it's good. It's so good. No, it's good looker. Like a 4-year-old deer. Folks, the game, it's just epic. Oh, I love it. I love that. See, I got my deer this trip. And I come up here, I just wanted to get eyes on bucks. I wanted to rattle them in. Now, they didn't come to any rattles. Just love every part of it. Just love what's going on. Love being amongst it, you know. You've got to stick it out. See, if I hadn't been filming and yarning to you guys, I would have passed up that deer and then had a chance at the second one, but you know, shoot him next time, or someone else will, and that'll make their day. Now I'm going home.